Okay, today we're going to talk about your class review for your Panama Canal project. Panama Canal obviously runs through Panama. These are some shots of the canal as it has been built. It's really quite amazing. You can see kind of the canal here, and then the passage, the river leading through to it. It's one of the most impressive feats of man. If you ever have a chance to see it, do. Because it really is quite incredible how enormous it is, and our ability to control land the way we did. Quite impressive, especially considering it was built in the early 1900s. For this project, you will be writing a news article. This means you need to stick to the facts. We don't need commentary. We just need facts. This also means you're going to have to do some research. Don't be afraid to do research. It's okay, as long as you don't copy and paste your information. I do want to talk a little bit about the format, because news articles are not essays. They're distinctly different. If you need an example of what news article looks like, Idaho Statesman is a great example. KTVB has great examples. Pick, a local newspaper and base it off that. So that's going to help give you some background as to what a news article should look like. I think it's wise to start with an introductory paragraph that provides basic background information about the United States and Theodore Roosevelt, and kind of this desire to build a canal and where this desire came from. And then you can split these points that you need to cover into as many body paragraphs as you choose. Just make sure it flows. If you can put this all into one paragraph and have it flow really nicely, then go right ahead and do it. I think that would be a challenge, but if you're up to that challenge, then go for it. So make sure you discuss, why are we building a canal? What's the point of the canal? What happened to the French project to build a canal before the U.S. project began? What was the U.S. role in the Panama Revolution? Because at this time, the French had started a project to build a canal here and failed miserably, for a myriad of reasons that I think you should discuss in your essay. And then also I think it's important to discuss why the U.S. got involved in the Panama Revolution and how that helped U.S. interests in building the Panama Canal. The provisions of the agreement with Panama giving the U.S. rights to build the canal. Here you might encounter a little bit of legal jargon, but go ahead and try to figure it out. If you have questions, I can help interpret for you. But what were the stipulations? What did the Panamanians want from us in order to allow us to build this canal? What challenges did the U.S. encounter during the construction? What was done to overcome these challenges? How does the canal benefit the U.S.? And how did the completion of the canal demonstrate the status of the U.S. as a world power? Remember, you should be writing this article as a period piece, so you're a reporter in the 1900s who's writing about the completion of the canal. So keep that in mind. You want to use present tense, not a lot of past tense, unless you're talking about things like the French project, which for a writer of that time period would have been in the past. Remember, when you're discussing the U.S. as a world power, this is at the end of the Spanish-American War, where the United States has just dominated Spain in battle, and really proven our superiority, at least militarily, over Spain. So there is a lot to be said about the United States shifting from this kind of small power to a global power, and the Panama Canal absolutely helped with that status. So make sure you cover all of these. Again, if you have to do some research, that's fine. You can find news articles from the time period about the Panama Canal that will probably be very similar to this, so those are great resources if you can find them. Some final touches for your project. Again, your writing should fit the time period. Talk about the canal as if it has just been finished. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of rereading what you have written. Read it out loud, read it to your friend, have a parent read it to you, do what you gotta do. If you want to call me and read it to me, that's fine. If you want to email it to me and I'll read it to you, I'm totally fine with that. Just reread, and I find it helps to read it out loud. It helps you catch any little awkward pauses. If you have oddly placed punctuation, you'll catch it. It's just helpful to read out loud. Remember that the point of this assignment is for you to demonstrate your understanding of why the Panama Canal is so universally important to not only global travel, but also America historically. If your article does not reflect your understanding and you're not sure that you sound like you know what you're talking about, rewrite it. Make sure you sound like you know what you're talking about. Okay? This is your opportunity to prove to me that you know about the Panama Canal, that you understand the repercussions and purposes of it. And if your writing doesn't demonstrate that, you need to rewrite. I am more than happy to get with you and give you suggestions to enhance your writing. Just make sure it's good writing. And if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in class.